सानियन रोज़े जुमा मौलिद नबी जुमला हकीकी आशिकान व पैरवान रसूल की अज़मत व सरबुलंदी और दीन इस्लाम की सरबुलंदी और सरहाली और खुशहाली के लिए एक मरतबा और दुरूद में रहमत फरमाई। सालिसन बराए हम नामी पैगम्बर अकरम रोज़ मऊद बराए ताजील ज़हूर इमाम ज़मात जल्ला फ़रज शरीफ सलावत अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहिल्लज़ी हदाना लिदीनिल्लज़ी इर्तज़ा वसबीलिल्लज़ी इस्तफ़ाहु वनसरना लिमन युजिबु ज़ुल्फ़ता लदैहि वल्वुसूला इलैहि फ़अमरना लिअदाइ फ़र्ज़िल जुमुआत वमा औजब अलैना फ़ीहा मिनत ताआत वक़स्समहु लिअहलिहा मिनल अताए फ़ी यौमिल जज़ाए इन्नहु हुवल अज़ीज़ुल हकीम। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला वजअलहुम अयमन यौमिन अहदिना व अफ़ज़ल साहिबिन साहिबनाहुम व खैर वक़्तिन ज़लिलना फ़ीहि वजअलना मिन अरसम मर्र अलैहिम लैलु वन्नहार मिन जुमलतिन ख़ल्क़िका अशकरहुम लिमा औलैत मिन निअमिका व अक़वमहुम बिमा शरअत मिन शराइका व औफ़क़हुम अम्मा हज़रत मिन नहयिका अला साइरि ख़ल्क़िका फ़ी यौमि हाज़ा व सअती हाज़ा व मुस्तक़र्रि हाज़ा इन्नी अशहदु अन्नका अंतल्लाहुल्लज़ी ला इलाहा इल्ला अंत क़ाइमुन बिल क़िस्त अदलुन फ़िल हुक्म रऊफ़ुन बिल इबाद व अन्ना मुहम्मदन अब्दुका अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व रसूलुका व खियरतुका मिन ख़ल्क़िका हम्मलतहु रिसालतका फ़अद्दाहा व अमरतहु लिउम्मतिही फ़नसहा लहा अल्लाहुम्मा फ़सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन व आलिही अक्सर मा सल्लैता अला अहदिन मिन ख़ल्क़िका व ज़य्यना अफ़ज़ल व अकरम मा जज़ैता अला अहदिन मिन अंबियाइका इन्नका अंतल अज़ीज़ुल हकीम। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। अला सुन्नतिल अंबिया वल मुरसलीन वल औलिया वस्सालिहीन ऊसीकुम बितक़वल्लाह फ़हुवा अहसनुल वसिय्या व अफ़ज़लुन नसीहा। As per tradition of prophets, their successors, awliya, awsiya, and scholars and salihin and ulama. First of all, advice for myself to keep piousness, and secondly for you brothers and sisters. Because the piety is the most required task from every follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. Because taqwa and piety will keep you to follow the orders of Allah, to follow your wishes, your desires in controlled manners. With the piety, You are not going to exceed from anything. And itself, not exceeding from a limit, is a blessing itself. यानी तकवा आपको सलीस जबान में, उर्दू स्लैंग में अगर कहूं तो आपको हद में रहना सिखाता है। और यकीन कीजिए कि अगर बंदा अपनी हद में रहे तो कभी भी उसका मौला उससे नाराज नहीं हो सकता। Just the piousness is teaching us how to keep in limit. And if we know what is our limit, we are not going to disobey Allah and harm anyone around us. Not even human being, even animals. Not even animals, even plants. Not even plants, even stones, lands. You must heard that. Don't walk on the floor, on the ground, like the one who's not going to die and going to bury under this land. It's just because you have to keep humbleness. तवाज़ो बाकी रखो और हरगिज़ मगरूरों की तरह जमीन पे ना चलो कि जैसे तुम्हें कभी इसके अंदर जाना ही नहीं है। यहां इंसान की बात नहीं हो रही, यहां हैवान की बात नहीं हो रही, यहां पौधों की बात नहीं हो रही, जमादात की बात हो रही है, पत्थरों की, जमीन की बात हो रही है। इवन यू आर नॉट अलाउड टू dig a hole without any reason in the land. You know that? You're not allowed to harm the land. And that specific punishment, azab, which mentioned as azabe fishare qabr, when the land is going to squeeze you because you were unjust with it. It's because of that. चे जाए कि आप ज़मीन के गलत इस्तेमाल की बात करें, चे जाए कि आप ज़मीन के गस्ब करने की बात करें। यहाँ बात हो रही है हाउ टू बी गुड विद द नेचर, हाउ टू बी गुड विद अदर पीपल। एज अमीर अल मुमिनीन अली इब्न अबी तालिब अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम, अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व अला mentioned that in the ruling wisdoms to the Malik Ashtar when he sent him to lead the Egypt at his time. He mentioned, Malik, remember, either people are your brother in the creation or they're your brother in faith. Means there's no third way. यानी या तो वो तुम्हारे दीन में भाई होंगे या तुम्हारे हुलिये में, कान, नाक, आंख, हाथ, पांव तुम्हारे जैसे हैं. You are not allowed to unjust with anyone. And remember, Malik, don't be too frank with the rich people and keep yourself connected with the people. Because if always there's rich people, wealthy people around you, the poor ones will be scared to come to you, will feel embarrassed to come to you just because of that. Same way, one of the governors of Imam went to a party with full of multiple, there was no haram, by the way, okay? Not party in the party mode, okay? Party means dinner. And there was uncountable dishes, just that. There was 100 kind of foods at that time. Okay, I'm talking about 1,400 years ago. And Imam said to him, please be aware, don't do that. If you cannot follow piousness like me, at least support me in the piety. How dare you? How can you go to that kind of party when people are foodless in your town? They're looking at you and you're representing me, Ali bin Abi Talib. Sometimes it's like this. So many things could be halal, but every halal is not followable, right? So piety is that important. If we cannot be like our Imams or Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, salli ala Muhammad, at least we can follow a part of it. There's 110 qualities of people with piety, pious people. You don't need to acquire all of it, at least one of it, two of it, 10 of it, right? 110 में से 10 तो हम अपना सकते हैं. And as I told you before as well, there's some very simple signs of pious people. I'm repeating. Please look at me. Number one, read a part of Quran at the time of night. Wow, very simple. وَرَتَّلُونَ الْقُرْآنِ. Pious people reciting Quran at night. You don't need to open Quran, you need to do wuzu or all these things. If you cannot, even in your bed, start with Surah Hamd, start with Tawheed, Inna Anzalna, at least 5 to 10 ayah with this intention. Imam, I am following your that saying which mentioned in Sermon 193 of Najul Balagha, when you said pious people reciting Quran at the time of night. I am unable to stand up, do wuzu, do a qibla, open the Quran and read it. No, whatever I have, I know by heart, I am revising just because of that. And definitely, when you achieve a part of it, Allah is really Kareem. He is merciful. He will give you more opportunity, more tawfiq to do more. Second thing, which is a bit hard, by the way. يَغُضُّونَ أَبْصَارَهُمْ عَنِ الْحَرَامِ. Whenever they are crossing by haram, they are closing their eyes. Very simple. You don't need to crossing the physical way. No, it could be some, in the devices as well. Right? Yeah, it's happened sometime. Unfortunately, you are watching really, really interesting, religious, and nice lecture. Suddenly, the advertisement of something comes up, which is really shameful. Right? Just you don't need to, okay, once you look at this, and the next time whenever it comes, you can scroll it up. And if you can't, because sometimes your video will continue after this ad, unfortunately, don't need to watch it, okay? Keep yourself busy with something else. It's very important and very useful, very common as well. And the advertise could be not a bad advertise, maybe a advertise of really a chewing gum, okay, which can distract you badly towards wrong thing. Unfortunately, we are living in the time where you don't need to look for haram. Haram will come for you. It's looking to you. You can say, Maulana, it's harder than that time. No, it's not harder than that time. Your strength is more enough than people of that time as well. Your powers are more than people of moment of that time as well, right? When the viruses increase, your system is also continue updating. Don't underestimate yourself. You can control yourself. The point is this. And the third, the most important thing, Durud Padi ek martaba Muhammad reading some ayahs of Quran at night, okay? Closing your eyes or not looking at the thing which is haram suddenly. And the thing, وَقَفُوا أَسْمَاؤُهُمْ لِعِلْمٍ نَافِعٍ. Fix your powers to the knowledge which is beneficial for you. Don't need to collect all the knowledges. How to chop pineapple, how to chop coconuts. It's okay sometimes, but not always. Don't need to spend hours and hours in it. Okay? Remember that. It's engaging you. It's filling your memory as well. And you have limited power and energy and memory. Don't waste it like this. And the fourth point, which mentioned in the sermon, when Imam said, when they are crossing to a bad things, they is still humble and they're still calm. You don't need to object or criticize on any wrong thing. Very important and very hard. Sometimes we believe whatever mess around us, we have to correct it. No, no, no. Sometimes it's none of your business. Okay? Don't need to give your free advice always and anywhere. No. Maulana, Amr bil Maruf. Yes, Amr bil Maruf with the 7 conditions, which I will, inshallah, mention something else. When you know the person, when the thing is harmful for himself or other community and all, when you know your policy, your personality, when you have probably chance, 80% chance, you're sure they are going to listen you and all these things, then you're allowed to do Amr bil Maruf. And then with the way, with the humble way, with the nice way. Amr bil Maruf is always not commonly, not front of other friends and all, right? You have to keep respect of that person. Even he is doing wrong. Okay. So, another point which Imam mentioned in this sermon is they are talking to their self. They are analyzing their self. They are doing self-accountability. This is very important. Unfortunately, we always looking to audit other people. We're always ready to analyze someone else, giving rating to others out of 10s, right? How much you're giving yourself out of 10? That is important. No one is 10 out of 10 here. The point is, which one is missing? That is important. Which 2 is missing? Is that 1 or 2 which is missing related to humanity? Yeah, it's not acceptable. It's missing with the expertise and the car and wealth and health and height and color and smartness. Yeah, that is acceptable, fine. Right? Give the value to the things which are valuable. A good friend of you is the one who is good. That's it. You don't care about his car, you don't care about his degree, you don't care about his color, height, health, body. No. Good friend of you is a friend which is good with friends. Who's always helpful to you, who's always there to support you, but with support is ready to correct you as well with a nice way. So when you are giving value to these things, remember people also giving values to the same things in you. And the last point, don't curse, don't criticize the time and conditions. And remember, always time was hard. Always circumstances was hard. You're not the only one who's facing this hardship. The people before you faced the harder time than that time as well. You were in really ease in the other halls. Very nicely you used to sit in downs, one hall, ladies in the upper hall. But I'm not telling you, okay. I was not thankful enough for that. I was feeling it's for granted, right? So maybe Allah just shake me a bit. कि तुम्हें पता तो चले कि ये सब कुछ जो है वो ऐसे लिपट सकता है 2 मिनट में. सही 2 मिनट में ये सब लिपटा जा सकता है. और फिर भी यहाँ कॉर्नर छोड़ दिया जाए कि देखो हम किसी को कहीं भी बचा सकते हैं, किसी को कहीं भी बिगाड़ सकते हैं। समझने का पॉइंट ये है, नुक्ता ये है, कभी भी जो है उस पर फख्र ना हो, कभी भी किसी चीज के होने पर यह ना सोचा जाए मैंने ये कर दिया है, मेरी वजह से ये हो गया है तो अब ये कुछ नहीं हो सकता। नहीं, सब कुछ एक सेकंड में समेटा जा सकता है इस बिसात को। इंशाअल्लाह खुदावंद ताला हमें तौफीक दे कि हम अपनी ज़रूरियात को समझें, अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को समझें, मसूलियत को समझें, और जैसा वो चाहता है वैसे अब्द बनने की कोशिश करें, वैसा अब्द उसको बन के दिखाएं, जैसा वो चाहता है ऐसा सर्वेंट उसे बस बन के दिखाएं, वैसी सर्विसेज उसे करके दिखाएं। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहु समद लम यलिद वलम यूलद वलम यकुन लहू कुफुवन अहद। कज़ालिक अल्लाहु रब्बुनल करीम। वाले अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद वअज्जल फरजा। ला हौला वला कुव्वता इल्ला बिल्लाहिल अलील अज़ीम। औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। अल्लाहुम्मा लकल हम्दु बदीअस समावाति वल अर्द ज़ुल जलाली वल इकराम। रब्बल अरबाब व इलाह कुल्लि मालूहिन व खालिक़ कुल्लि मखलूक़िन व वारिस कुल्लि शैइन लैसा कमिस्लिहि शै'उन व हुवा बिकुल्लि शैइन मुहीत। अंतल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला अंतल अहदुल मुतवाहिदुल फर्दुल मुतफर्रिद व अंतल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्ला अंतल करीमुल मुतकर्रिमुल अज़ीम। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला मुहम्मदिन नबीर रहमत सय्यिदिल मुरसलीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अली इब्न अबी तालिब सय्यिदिल वसीय्यीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला फातिमत ज़हरा सय्यदति निसाइल आलमीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला हसनिल मुज्तबा इमामिन नास अल अमीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला हुसैनिश शहीद वारिस अमीरिल मुमिनीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अली इब्न अल हुसैन ज़ैनिल आबिदीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला मुहम्मद इब्न अली अल बाक़िरिल इल्मिल अव्वलीन वल आख़िरीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला जाफ़रिन अस्सादिक़िल बारिल अमीन। व मूसा इब्न जाफ़रिन अल काज़िम मिन औलादिन नबिय्यीन। व अली इब्न मूसा रिज़ा मिन इत्रत बररतिल मुत्तक़ीन। व मुहम्मद इब्न अली अत्तक़िय्युल जवाद वलीयुल मुमिनीन। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अली इब्न मुहम्मदिन अन्नासिहल अमीन। वल हसन इब्न अली अल अस्करी इमामुल मुंतजबीन। व खलफिल क़ाइमिल महदील मुंतज़रिल हुज्जा बाद आबाई अजमईन। अल्लज़ी बक़ाई बक़ियत दुनिया व बियमनिही रुज़िक़ल वरा। अल्लाहुम्मा अज्जिल लना ज़हूरहु। अल्लाहुम्मा अज्जिल लना ज़हूरहु। अल्लाहुम्मा अज्जिल लना ज़हूरहु। इन्नहुम यरौनहु बईदा व नराहु क़रीबा बिरहमतिका या अरहमर राहिमीन। Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you know, the 17th of Rabi, which is birth anniversary of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam, salli ala ajjal faraj. As record, he's the only person who inspired the maximum human being in the human history. He's the only person who has the maximum followers individual, the maximum followers in different ways. Even you can find so many people who believe on other religion but is still following the teaching of Prophet Muhammad. That is important. But still, there's so many dimension in the life of prophets which is still not clear or published for general people. Especially you, youth at front of me. I think it's your responsibility now to introduce your prophet to this nation, to this era. How? Just you need to find a inspiring story of his life and simple. At the time, at the current situation, which is media time, make a short video of the saying, make short clip of the saying, or the story related to Prophet's life, which can inspire humanity, which can attract anyone. And I think you know better than me how to produce it, how to support it and publish. But unfortunately, we waiting for Maulana to do that. It's his job to do, like so many other things. No, it's not like this. Everyone in this world who believe on Prophet Muhammad, who believe on Aimma Tahirin, it is their responsibility to introduce them as their way. You don't need to go very deep, okay? Just slightly, just one saying. Share it with your status on your any medium you want. One quote, one calculation. The point is still hundreds and hundreds of books every day publishing in the support of Prophet. And the same, there's few books always, few writers always who working hard against the Prophet as well. You don't need to answer them. Okay, you don't need to start discussion with them, dialogues. No, you just need to present the correct picture of correct version of the prophethood. That's it. देखिए वेरी सिंपल, जब अच्छाई नेकी खूबसूरती इंक्रीज होती रहेगी तो उसके सामने कितनी भी बुराइयां करते रहें वो बहुत कम रहेंगी, कोई फायदा नहीं है। आज तक कुरान जलाए जा रहे हैं, आज तक कुरान के अगेंस्ट काम किया जा रहा है, स्टिल अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह everywhere you go you can find a holy book of Quran. Very simple. What was the point? What was the logic? What was the reason behind it? How everything changed within 23 years? Very simple. Within 10 minutes, I have to finish. Number one, if you look 27th Rajab, 10 years before migration, when Prophet went to the cave of Hira and come back, everyone was against him with the stones, with stick, with fire, with dirt and garb, whatever, everyone against him. But within 23 years, at the last Hajj, When Prophet went there to shave his head, there was people who were collecting the shaved hairs of Prophet, and they distributed between their tribes. And still, there's so many places with the holy places they made it with the one hair of Prophet. In Egypt, in Western Africa, in East Africa, even in what do you call Malawi, even in Kigali, and so many places. Afghanistan, Kashmir, Dargah Hazrat Bal, जो कश्मीर में है Afghanistan. Just one here. How it's happened? When Prophet used to do wuzu, there was companion who were collecting the drops coming out of his body within 23 years. See the change. There's a book. Book also is more than 900-year-old book. Toful Uqul is still available in English and Urdu as well. So now you have no excuse of any language barrier as well, right? Tuhful Uqul, gift for the wisdoms, people with the aql. Okay. Aqlmando ke liye gift hai ye kitab. In the beginning of it, there's a saying of Prophet himself explaining. Do you know what was the 9 important things which Almighty Allah given to me to be successful? Today I'm not counting even all, just telling one of it. Rest of it later, inshallah. وَأَوَّلُهُمْ الْإِخْلَاصِ فِي السِّرِّ وَالْعَلَانِيَّةِ. The purity in intention. Whenever I was alone, whenever I was in public. खुलूस नियत के अंदर पहली चीज थी जिसकी वजह से मुझे खुदा ने कामयाबी अता। मैं जो काम अकेले में करता था उसमें भी मुखलिस था, जो सबके सामने करता था उसमें भी मुखलिस होना, प्योर होना मीन्स जस्ट कुर्बतन इलल्लाह, दैट्स इट, जस्ट कुर्बतन इलल्लाह. If you are doing anything qurbatan ilallah, believe me, Allah is not going to destroy it. He will keep it. And the impression of it, it's fact, it's a fact. Maybe, yeah, it will take time to accept for people. It took 23 years. But see the change? यानी जिस मुआशरे में पत्थर मार रहे हैं, कचरा फेंक रहे हैं, गंदगी फेंक रहे हैं रसूल पे, उसी कम्युनिटी में लोग आ रहे हैं और वुजू का पानी कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं. जब पैगंबर स्पीच स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, लोग रोना शुरू कर दें. जस्ट विद द स्टार्ट ऑफ स्पीच. Brothers and sisters, remember, Almighty Allah is not going to swipe, not going to vanish, destroy your actions with khulus. With all pure intentions will remain always in this world. And when it was for Allah, don't need to look appreciation for ibadullah. Yeah, that is the problem. Unfortunately, people not appreciate him, the person who's doing something for Allah. Even we are getting benefit from it. And we are responding, yeah, it's his job. He has to do that. But when someone is doing it more for you, at least appreciation needed, And there was appreciation for Prophet as well. And Allah used to cover him. Apna dil chota nahi karna. Don't worry. Please, I'm here with you. Very soon we are going to give you something which will make you happy. What is this? It's tasalli hai na ye Prophet ko, aur kya hai? And the respect is the most important thing. Never ever Allah called his own Prophet, Ya Muhammad. No. Ya ayyuhar Rasul. Ya ayyuhan Nabi. Yeah, sometimes 4 5 times mention the name of Muhammad in the Quran, but not Ya Muhammad. It's in the adjective way. Wama Muhammadun illa Rasul, or like this. But when Allah calling him, Ya Yuhan Nabi, O my messenger, Ya Yuhan Rasul, O my prophet, Ya Ayyuhal Muzammil, Ya Ayyuhal Mudassir, Taha, Yasin. See, the different adjectives Almighty Allah used for him. And in those people where Allah said, La tarfa'u aswatakum fawqa sawtin Nabi, don't raise your voices front of people, front of Prophet, it was for people in the beginning, but slowly, gradually, it becomes really the nice. Thus, just because of the khulus, first thing. And second, tawfiq and connectivity, continuous connectivity with Allah. If you continue, keep yourself connect to Allah, believe me, you are going to see the result. Maybe that result was not as per your expectation, but the result which can be good for you. बहुत मकामात पे हम वो नतीजा ढूंढ रहे होते हैं जो हमने सोचा होता है. जरूरी नहीं है नतीजा वो मिले जो सोचा हो. कभी कभी नतीजा वो होता है खुदा की तरफ से जो अच्छा हो. और फिर इस वक्त में इंशाल्लाह आई होप 17 रबीउल अव्वल मंडे को जश्न है. आपको, आपके बच्चों को, आपकी फैमिली को पता चलना चाहिए कि प्रॉफिट की विलादत है. आप अपने नेबर्स के लिए जस्ट नीड टू गिव अ लिटिल चॉकलेट. इट्स अ मौलिद birth anniversary of our prophet. That's it. And believe me, with one saying, one little saying about him, believe me, it will change. And change starts like this. You don't need to expect some Martin Luther come and start his speeches and mob and no, protest, not like this. And the other thing which Prophet taught us was the value of community and the family. मेरे पास इतना वक्त नहीं है कि इस पे तफसील से बात करूं. इंशाल्लाह आइंदा जुमे में बात करें. सिर्फ ये हेडलाइन ज़हन में रखें. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, सबसे ज़्यादा जिस चीज़ का ख्याल रखा प्रॉफिट ने और सपोर्ट मिली वो फैमिली से, कम्युनिटी से. अगर कम्युनिटी है, अगर फैमिली है तो आप हैं, वरना आपकी इंडिविजुअलिटी कोई शनाख्त नहीं है. And you don't need to have it. Why? You are looking to have individual identity. Right? You don't need to look for it. Unfortunately, ये joke बना दिया गया है, एक ट्रेंड बना दिया गया है कि आपको होना जरूरी नहीं है कि फैमिली. अच्छा, खुद किसी बड़ी फैमिली से होने पे प्राउड कर रहा है जो आपको ये बता रहा है कि आपकी इंडिविजुअल कोई आइडेंटिटी होनी चाहिए, और अपने सर नेम की वजह से वो उस लेवल पे आके बात कर रहा है. मगर आपको ये सिखा रहा है कि सर नेम जरूरी नहीं है. नेम इज जस्ट अ नेम, बट सर नेम यू हैव टू कॉल इट विद रिस्पेक्ट विद द सर. ओके, इंशाल्लाह खुदा हमें तौफीक दे कि हम उसके इस निज़ाम को समझें, उसके सिस्टम को समझें. इंशाल्लाह. नाउ we are starting Friday prayer. Friday prayer is 2 rakat like Fajr prayer. Just one difference. Difference is there will be 2 times qunut. There will be qunut prayer and each rakat. The first rakat before ruku and the second rakat after ruku. Inshallah, follow, and may Almighty Allah increase our knowledge and keep us blessed with the Prophet Muhammad and Ahl Baytihim alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.